Hello agents, this is my first attempt to do a build video for the division, and the reason is that I think that I have something useful to show you. You can use this build for any task in the division, PvE or PvP. It works extremely fine if you just like to run and gun. The basic setup is 4 pieces of striker, Barret bulletproof vest or a Reckles, and a savage gloves. The main weapon is a Bullfrog, so let's just start with the build. Though I got to say that I used major best in slot guidelines from Markostyle, and it seems that it is the best in slot guide so far. So let's start with my vest. For the vest I am running Barret bulletproof vest, and my Barret have a health and exotic damage resilience as a major attributes. And for the minor attributes I get increased kill XP. I would like this to be ammo capacity, but it is what it is. It is rolled firearms, and mods are firearms with health on all of my gear. I choose to use Barret because of the talents on him, which is no skills on cooldown, increases skill power by 10%. One skill on cooldown increases damage by 5%. This is the main reason I choose Barret. And then it goes like 2 skills on cooldown increases armor by 10%. You can see 9.5 exotic damage resilience, 16,582 health, and 24% increased kill XP. As I said, I would like this to be ammo capacity, but I just get it like this. You can see my mods: prototype firearm mod, firearms with health, and the second one also firearms with health. Okay, moving to my mask. I'm running striker mask with the 4% critical hit chance and 17% burn resistance. This is the best in slot guide, and I find this to be the best for this build. Moving on to my knee pads. I'm running striker knee pads with the health for the major attributes, and I also got nice rolled shock resistance, burn resistance, and bleed resistance. I think this is a god roll for resistance slot on your knee pads, so I'm pretty much satisfied with this piece of gear. It is also rolled firearms, and the mods are firearms mod with health, and the prototype performance was 6% first aid self heal. Okay, moving on to my backpack. Backpack is pretty straightforward. I'm running striker pack with the major attributes health and minor attributes 14% burn resistance. Okay, gloves. Savage gloves with assault rifle damage, critical hit damage, and critical hit chance. This is the best roll you can get for the savage gloves if you're running with the assault rifle, and they have this pretty nice talent with critical hit chances increased by 7% against targets out of cover. This is the significant increase in damage, so I choose to go with savage. And the final piece of my gear is a striker holster. It's pretty straightforward. You wanna have high roll on all 3 attributes, which I don't have, but I have 4% critical hit chance. I am trying to stack a critical hit chance and critical hit damage on this build because it gives you significant increase in damage when all those talents are combined. Okay, moving on to my weapon. My main weapon is a Bullfrog. I choose to go with the Bullfrog because he's high RPM, and the talents I'm running on it are deadly, responsive, and uncomplicated. It is insane damage. You will see when we start to shoot right here in the shooting range how these damage stack up, and what my primary DPS will be when I'm running skills. Okay, deadly critical hit damage is increased by 15%, responsive damage is increased by 10% when closer than 10 meters to the target, which will almost always be in a PvP. Whether you're running on the last stand or you're going to dark zone, this is the best talent for a close combat. And the major talent on the Bullfrog, as you all know from the last patch 1.5, is the same, uncomplicated. Damage is increased by huge 15%. Accuracy and stability mods reduce this bonus. Okay, I don't run any stability or accuracy on this build because Striker gives you 20% additional stability. This is huge improvement for a Bullfrog because it's pretty unstable, but that's why I choose to run with the Striker. So let's check out my mods. For the magazine, I have magazine size as a major attribute, critical hit chance again, and a 5.10 rate of fire, which increases the rate of fire on already pretty high 900 RPM on a Bullfrog. For my optics, I have rugged mini reflex sight with critical hit chance, critical hull damage, and headshot damage. For the muzzle, I have loud vent brake, critical hit damage, critical hit chance, headshot damage, 45% increased threat, and the large underballer, which is small grip red with 16% critical hit damage, reload speed, and optimal range. So that's it for the weapon. As you see, I am not running any accuracy or stability on my mods, and not to mess with my uncomplicated talent. So let's check out my talents. I'm running with the Recon pack because it gives you the high critical hit chance percentage and critical hit damage percentage once you pulse. My second is of course booster shot, which also gives you some damage resilience when you pop him, and it increases your damage in total. And most of the time I'm playing solo, so I'm running recovery link, which can save you in those critical moments, or if somebody surprises you, you can survive and then take a better position to fight them back. So that's it. Moving on to my talents. Those are skills. Now talents. I am going with the critical save. Use a medkit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. And I'm running all those 3 security talents, which are increasing damage more further from the build. So kill a hostile while moving to reduce incoming damage by 15% for 10 seconds. It's pretty useful if you run and gun in a game, if you don't want to use cover so often. So I'm having precision, headshot a hostile to boost them for 10 seconds. It increases your headshot damage and gives you some time if the enemy is too strong, so you can pulse him for 10 seconds if you hit him in the head. And of course I'm going with the one is none, which is essential for any DPS build. Headshot a hostile to have a 50% chance of not consuming the bullet. Okay, now I'm going to show you what is going on when I pop my skills. This build crits pretty much all the time, but even more when you use your skills. So let's use a booster shot. Okay, in this part I'm going to show you what insane damage Striker will give you if you stack him up to 100. So let's see that. It's insane, 800 primary DPS, 800,000. Now I'm going to pop both of my skills. It will go even higher. Let's just wait for the booster shot to become active. Okay guys, that's it for this build. Now I'm going to show you my character, what it looks like in statistic slots. As you see, I have the highest firearms I could get, and it's 8,949, stamina almost 3,000, and electronics 2,781. Weapon damage, critical hit chance 27.5%, critical hit damage 95%, and headshot damage 86%. I'm not using any accuracy stability mode, so I have only 20% stability from the striker, which is pretty enough for a close combat engagement. Range 29 meters, reload time 2.10 seconds, reload speed bonus 5%, all weapon damage bonus 106%, assault rifle damage bonus 1265, it's coming from the Savage Gloves. Some of the damage you can see on the primary DPS counter, because critical hit damage and critical hit chance is not showing up in that slot. But as I'm running Last Stand or Dark Zone, you can pretty much delete anybody with this build. So I think that will be it. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. Have a nice day.